Итак, всем здравствуйте. Мы продолжаем играть в Disco Elysium. Проходить его даже, я бы сказал. Напоминаю, он не появится у нас на основном канале, но он появится только не в плейлисте в основном. Вот. Поэтому, если кто ищет, допустим, данное видео, ищите не в основном плейлисте. Да. А мы продолжаем. Поехали. Итак, я напомню, у нас третий день, начало третьего дня, грубо говоря. Пойдем, просто пойдем. Сейчас, секундочку, товарищи, подождите. Просто мы не пойдем, но теоретически должны. Так, все, теперь пойдем. Мы разговаривали в прошлый раз с вот этими двумя, типа, а кто ты такой?
Hi, gendarme.
А, серьезно? Ты тут? Привет.
Hi. So what brings you here?
Самообладание. Легендарно. Хочу отметить, легендарно. Хер с ним.
Could he be a member of the homosexual underground?
The homosexual underground? Why, yes, I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate?
Что-то вы что, шутите? Начало игры. Да, хорошее.
Well, I am one of them. One of the Sub Rosa pleasure group, congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Saturday or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. It carries on into our daily life.
Слишком любопытный детектив, понимаешь? Я слишком.
We're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning, the last things people in Revachol have to hold on to, the true symbols of security. The meaning of man and woman, mother and father, their marriage. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore. Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. We are going to change the family unit with all this razzle-dazzle and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature, very esoteric. Sure thing, officer. What do you want to know next?
Расскажи мне еще об этом мускулистом, который интересовался там.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
И что ты ему сказал?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
Он тебе
Why
поверил?
shouldn't he?
А
What
друга?
friend?
Воскреснул.
No, I don't think it came up.
Как он выглядит?
Muscular, handsome, strong.
Типа
one of those
военного, да?
military types.
Okay. Ладно,
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece,
что он
just
говорит?
reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Хорошо. Какие у него были отличительные черты, кроме мускулистости?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent.
Акцент.
He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Аранец, говоришь, да? Ну, спасибо тебе
Sure.
большое.
Anything else on your mind?
Я общался
You did.
с твоим дядькой.
And how did you like him?
Ты прав, он волшебный, волшебно-бюрократический.
I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people. A visitor from the first world to his opportunities in Occident. Or is it just money? I don't know. He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
Все, до
Bye-bye,
свидания.
Jonah.
Я не хочу сюда еще больше встревать. Ах, ты шо ж. Так, окей, что у нас здесь есть? Мужчина, женщина, мужчины, женщины. Двоится наша вот это вот как непонятное. Оно.
Behind the dock workers, a ceiling height
Минус
window.
12. Нахер. Отвернуться. Так. Пойдем отсюда. Нам надо, типа, расследовать, да? Угу, именно так. Так, по сущности, мне вот интересно, починили мост? Это единственное, что мне интересно. Первостепенная, так скажем, важность. Мост починили или нет? Пойдем смотреть. Я даже туда поспешу. Опять дождь идет. О, товарищи, вы... Подожди, ты же Рабас из... А, нет, ты, может, похоже. Братишка его, наверное.
A rusting control panel with loose wire. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. The water lock starts moving.
О, наконец-то, мать вашу. Мы можем попасть на ту сторону, а теперь там у нас, типа, мы даже не знаем, что у нас там. Ладно, мужчин... Мужчину одного найти можно будет. Попробовать. Как минимум. Да и много точек взаимодействия, по сути, должно быть, да? Радиовышка гудит от электричества. Так, это радиовышка, да? Окей. Я думал, оно как-то по-другому немножко откроется. Что это такое? Похоже на кейс. Ладно, это не кейс. Там бабло было. Слушай, иди возвращайся срочно. Тебе что, бабло не надо? Быстро иди, говорю. Бабло нужно всем. Капитализм это такая штука. Живем в эру капитализма. Понятно. Больше денег. Опа, смотри. Так, а что тут еще есть? Пока ничего нема. Давай в эту сторону сходим. Вот так вот вниз. Тут бутылки есть, которые я поднять не могу. Никак взаимодействовать. А ну давай возьмем пакет в руку. А ну. Хер там. Окей. Так, сюда можно пойти. А давай сходим сюда. Опа-опа. Слушай, это моя машина, походу, да?
A banged up motor carriage lies half submerged. Remember the tire tracks in Montanez? This is where they were leading.
It appears to be so. I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would a single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in the logo is too deep in the murky water.
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last...
The estimate is correct. The incident...
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Papers. Papers would be...
I don't know. An hour or two tops?
Ну давай подождем, ладно. Час или два это такие мелочи жизни.
As you sit down in the old rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight. Danger, nothing. but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage. Spit flies from it. The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
Just keep at it.
With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out. You hear the sound echo on the large... Okay. That's way better than what you did. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Это самое, а твой отец тоже, ну, показать нас свои глаза. А Отли что-то не торопится.
I believe it's following a pattern set millions of years ago by cosmic forces.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
Я знаю, что он означает. 41-й участок, товарищи. Это наша машина, я догадался еще по виду ее. Именно так,
I'm sorry,
товарищи.
Harry. I'm so sorry.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach. You feel like you're about to faint. No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you drove your police motor carriage into the sea after you jumped across the canal. Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were detective. We don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point. I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at that is very unlikely. You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this. Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kit.
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything.
Мужик, за что ты так со мной?
Let's go take a look.
Так, хорошо. О, да. Ну теперь бомжевать тебе как бы придется по-любому. Так, отлично. Полицейская вот это вот. Хотя бы нашли удостоверение, да? Ох же жопа, а. Ну и хер с ним. Так, в итоге что мы имеем? One moment, одежда. Визуальный анализ. Полицейский. Так, логика внушения, пускай будет шапка. Так, предметы. Канистра топлива. Наш, собственно,
Police
взаимодействует.
badge on which you see the photo of a
At least something good came out of all this.
encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with you see a photo, a nay. The man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, but the badge is new. 8, maybe 10 years. What do you think? His face, the badge in your hand shines as you rotate it.
Harrier. That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't. It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their son.
It's meant to keep you safe from bullets, hunger, shrapnel, kidnappings.
At least to make your acquaintance.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant. The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're W. Freighter. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's décomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank. In your case, lieutenant.
Я думал, мое звание алкаш.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past. And
Спасибо,
this leads me to believe
обнадеживает.
maybe your current situation is only temporary. Good. Décomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to the lowest rank is junior officer. Usually kings like satellite officers and the additionally a freighter rank I already explained. No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional, it matters more than driving.
He trusts you for now. Try not such a small yet precious.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some.
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have a
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
the pain in your chest. You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better.
Участок
Yes,
41.
it's a tough station. But then
Ну,
again,
это не
it's a
особо
legend that
интересно, мы
Even
уже
though
выяснили,
you
что мы с
back in
41-го
your
участка.
hands.
Так, хорошо. Нахер. О, у нас уровень новый. Еще бы его прокачать. Восприятие, эквилибристика, трепет. Я не знаю, что такое трепет. Давай посмотрим. Болевой порог, стойкость. Грубая сила бы еще вкачать, может быть, но все-таки мы будем вкачивать стойкость, наверное. До конца уже. Нам все-таки надо снять сраный труп. Для того, чтобы снять сраный труп, нам нужна просто эта сраная стойкость. Пойдем. Куда я в итоге приперся? В смысле? Чувак, ну возьми ты все. Что ты отменяешь-то? Я вроде один раз клацаю. Так, отсюда невозможно заглянуть внутрь. Заперто надежно. Окей. Вот Лодка легко качается, не привязана. В смысле, где ты там лодку увидел-то? Вот это да. Алгазастый какой-то. Сейчас там лодку никаких не вижу, лодок. Что за нахер? А, ну вот рыбы, да, вижу. А где лодка там? Что-то я, наверное... Ладно, не важно. Так, стоп, давай с женщиной поговорим. Начнем, типа, с конца. Мы там все обыскали. Мадам?
Hi, officer.
Лильенная рыбачка. Да, офицер.
Factory balanced. Bakelite and stainless steel.
Anything I can help you with? A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. The sign on the street leading here is illegible. The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Let's see. Who are you looking for? I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate? Aha! Like snowmen. Two odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like. I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Where are you? This says by signing, I agree to live in with construction noise. What exactly is the Union building? What a nice idea. Wouldn't have thought that. That Everard and the Union have nice plans for anything. I thought they only cared about themselves. Well, I guess Union members have children too. Aye. Why not? Fine. Here you go. You're welcome. Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's too intimidate folk. Not really. I know some basic moves and
But not when you're in a tight spot.
it's a regular mass-produced op. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. No, I'm afraid not. Tempting to confiscate the blade I used to keep these animals in check. What makes you think we have that goes for men too? But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Oh? Believe me, everyone here. What makes you think we have that goes for men too? But no one wants to talk about how frightened they are. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying. Gone.
Ага, значит, бросил.
It absolutely does not.
No. There's nothing to find. He's dead. Lost to the waves.
The lieutenant shakes his head again.
Yeah. By himself. Inadvertently. He never respected the sea. Went out there drunk like a skunk and
Короче,
sure enough,
бухой
one day,
пошел в
he
море.
come back.
Понятно.
Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
Время лучшее лекарство, правда?
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be. Life didn't really change that much for me.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. Aye.
No, man. We have no quarrel with sunny days.
Good. It would have been
There's a moment's silence. She looks at the rain streaming down.
in time when the sea turns and
My prediction, it will be at least 2 days.
Так, все, хорошо. Что там она? Конверт дала? А, ну да, с подписью. Хорошо. Что там нам? Гомосексуальное подполье. Отлично. Время исследования. Просто забей, как говорится, ну его нафиг. Так. Мне очень нужно выйти в море, наверное. Написано. Я уже далеко отошел. Здравствуйте. Мадам.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer.
Вилейдж.
Then how does she know
Французский
you're here?
какой-то. Ну, в принципе, да, игра. Что-то корнями туда. Так, если вы ничего не видите, откуда узнать, что я здесь? Наклоняется.
Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. No, not you personally. He was boarding. Needed some help opening the door.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound. Maybe they are afraid. Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor. Ah, look at me ramble on. What stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity.
Так, ну теперь-то у нас есть место, где мы можем жить на халяву. И у нас, кстати говоря, раз, два, три, четыре, 5 физического здоровья. Ей.
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here?
So, they don't hold services there anymore?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Before you get to the church, there's some ruins. An apartment of note. The old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed. No one. That's why now What can't we do? What? Used to be,
Nothing is impossible.
and now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel. Now it's your turn, Mr. Why the handle you got there? So many titles. One of them double. Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all the scribble. Huh, I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is gonna be a street. The best part, the part we need to get out of our houses. I see Lillian's name is already here. The girl is too trusting. I've seen it all before. Then the poor get pushed out of their homes and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes.
She is headstrong, but there's a slight hesitation in there. You may be able to convince her.
Eh? What's this about? Come now, I can't read all the scribble. Tell me what it says. A deal with who? Is the deborder you thought so? So what do the... Nothing good ever comes from paperwork. In my
Так,
experience.
внушение. 17%. Да хер с ним.
It's really in her best interest to listen to you. You know how the world works.
Так успели или провал? Неудача, да.
I've heard that pitch before plenty. Building this, building that, new jobs, new blood. Somehow the people here always end up holding the short end of the stick. Were you dropped on the head as a kid? You can't live off a pittance for long. Do you know who takes the cream of these deals? Real estate developers, construction companies, restaurant owners have some integrity.
It's okay. She's emotional right now. Keep at it. We're around.
Так, окей. Тут дети есть, смотри. Ничего себе. Я думал, здесь только двое живут. Оказывается, нет, чуть больше. Так, что это такое? Да, бабку переубедить будет сложно.
Hello, mister.
She clutches a small stuffed animal.
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know, that's nice. My mum is great. She's never angry or anything. It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Garth's good side if you...
I don't know. Sure. I mean, you already took it. I don't like it anyway. It's Lammy. He's...
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Lammy has lived a long life. Lammy was a yes! Lammy was a resolutionary. Bye!
Так, окей. Эх, а было бы прикольно, если бы мы взяли и починили эту куклу для девочки, да? Так, что у нас здесь еще есть? Дети какие-то? Давай с ними побеседуем.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete.
Lily's our mum.
The stone kicker laughed. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating.
Yes. Yes.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden.
He looks just like me.
The boy doesn't answer. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again.
You're bad with kids.
Да, так и есть.
Don't worry, everyone is. How about we do some police work now? We're
Что у нас здесь? Опа. Так, что мы взяли за брюки-то? Королевство совести. Кирова знает, хорошо так или плохо, но пускай будет типа штанцы.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party. You're a little more moral. Makes sense.
Так, что там мы еще? Предметы какие-то нашли? А, курицу. Курицу можно заложить, это дополнительно 7 баксов. Подожди, но я кому-то видел птиц. Блин, а кто ж там любил птиц? О. Типа лавочка.
The worn and beaten wooden planks on the bench.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Ну это да, но... Овцы, давайте быстрее, да. Не звоните Абигейл. Не звоните Абигейл. Бурчит небритый мужчина.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man.
Просто сложно разобрать, что он мямлит, честно.
Abigail, don't you fucking cry, Abigail. Don't call Abigail. Don't you fucking call her. Hear me? Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
There's no use in yelling.
The drunk man. He does not sound well at all.
Don't call.
Hey, Tequila! Good to see you. How's business? So what's happening? Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high concept reality-based adventures proceeding? I know what you mean. Sitting around with these things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those key. We are saving the world.
Please. Please don't call.
Okay, we're drinking. So now it's a pirate's life for me. What's it about? Maybe you've heard. I used to be a very successful businessman.
I got a freebie when I purchased a whole carton of cigarettes.
The writing under the Tiny Crown logo reads, Royal.
Thanks, Rosie. Hey, Abs! Hey, Abs!
Don't you? You call Abigail.
I need you to sign this document right here.
Don't call her.
Don't call Abigail. Great job, Abs. Nailed it. Hey, guys. We're heroes.
About fucking time, man. I've done my...
Don't call her.
Thank you for your services, gentlemen. Should we go and mail this? I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza.
Tequila. You too.
Так, мне надо с этим поговорить, со вторым.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy? So what do you want? I've got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I've got Pilsner. Great
Вот
deal.
деньги за
You
спирт.
won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Сигареты. Боевой дух. Отлично. Боевой дух, это спиды. Нет,
In
мне
the
пора.
civilized...
Так, дядька, наркота, это плохо. А бутылок-то нету, хотя они есть, по сути. И рука показывает то, что я могу взять, типа. Она везде показывает, что я могу взять. Наверное, потому что у меня сейчас в руке пакет. А ну. С чем я там могу взаимодействовать-то? А ни с чем. А, деньги тут есть, смотри. Прямо возле вас валяется мелочуха, товарищ. А вы там как хотите. Ну ладно. Так, нам сюда, допустим. Так, здесь шлагбаум. Но теоретически... Я понял. Так, бери пока свой пакет. Так, туда я попасть никаким образом не могу. Ну-ка. Что мне остается узнать? Машина, где узнали. Судя по всему... Зря я пакет убрал. Судя по всему, мне остается узнать, где я все-таки делал пистолет. Ну, в смысле, где он делся. Я-то его заложил в ломбард, но кто-то его выкупил. ржавой воды. Я думал, так и надо. Типа, может, закат, рассвет там или еще что, оказывается, ржавая вода. Хераси! Вот это ржавая, ничего себе. Я бы сказал... Слишком ржавая. Выстрелами? Любопытно. Так, где там суперзвезда-то? Эквилибристика, визуальный анализ, понял.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, meaning this is a lot of bullet holes. The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution.
Unable to piece together the big picture just now. There's a hole in their hypothesis. The scattering of bullet holes looks like one...
Так, ладно. Так, окей. Здесь закрыто, кстати, да? Обидно, досадно, ну ладно. О. Так, это ж бутылка, что ты ее не можешь поднять? Ладно, фиг с ним. А вот и, собственно, походу, муж.
Here we go. Nice and easy.
There's a cylinder on the...
Who's there? Oh,
His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like you'll understand.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it. To what do I owe the pleasure? Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881. Oh, good. We should really be getting back.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can...
Sir, your wife is waiting.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
His hands are large and weather-worn, but also used to delicate, precise work.
Well, first, good question. Being a phasmid, of the Order Fant, and I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators. It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defense, but I cannot describe how these defences work. I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodeozoan, typical rookie or something. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my very little, I'm sorry to say. Not yet. That's what...
Just...
I know it's real. By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts. There was a credible sighting here recently. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. I have to resist the thought. Parthenogenesis, meaning the females don't need males to reproduce, makes it easier for a species to survive in adverse conditions. Yes.
There's nothing dispassionate about the way he talks about the insect.
And I'm eager to my wife and...
Come on, Morel.
And leave the traps? Absolutely.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
Of course it's important.
She's seen it.
Yes. That suffice to say.
His spirit may be willing, but his body might be too old to endure the rigors of the coast.
No, no.
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Yes, indeed. There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower, after the church. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just...
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture? Is it?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. That's highly unlikely. It's made of Muscom research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week. Wise choice.
I hope you're not buying this.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the boiling.
Finally.
Thank you for your help.
If it's more cryptid related, but what if the information is vital? On the hunt. What about his eager to leave friend Gary there? Talk to him too, perhaps.
Well, they may not look impressive. Yes. Simple. Attracted by the at least, that's the intention. Locusts.
Inside the traps, a meat-eating stick insect. Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have all... They'll work.
The traps do seem to be deftly...
Yes. What?
Так, давай с корешем
Hello,
поговорим.
I'm Yellow Man. I mean, officer.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes Yellow Man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about after a little.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization. I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here. Oh, I've been tempted.
He pronounces Revacon with a hard K, unlike other people.
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
Так, ну...
He's not feeling very comfortable.
Ты не очень-то...
Is he? Strange.
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. Maybe. Okay. Yes, I did. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you? Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law. Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know? Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay, I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty. I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez. So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Chimeans run it like a mob. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have.
Disgraced. No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
I hope I can help your investigation.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
No.
There probably is a follow-up to this.
I like to pronounce it the hard.
He winks at you Trying to relay some hidden... It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist.
Not many Sealites here.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one? Well, this is that racist.
Hey, man. All I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact. Oh, yes. Of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change. Sure do.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
In my home. Yes. When I was going to... How did you... Mr. Clare unlocked my apartment? So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him. What have I done? He'll send the muscle.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
I was probably talking too loud in the whirling the other night about some theories. Stupid. Shouldn't have run my mouth. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop it.
The weather vane has turned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
72. Да, есть, хорошо. Потому что в прошлый раз 72 это было нехорошо. Это...
As if something is ready to rip out from underneath. It sounds like he's wearing some kind of armor under his clothes. You can't tell it's there just from looking at him. Probably stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once. I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Так.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they scattered his clothes all over the yard. So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you're a tiny tot now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Because I was weak.
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later. I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton. This is it. This will protect your mortal shell. Don it and live.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again.
Так, ну ладно, типа. Что у нас там? Броня? Сила воли, эмпатия. Логика. Немножко, короче, одежды нам подвезли. Так, вряд ли, конечно, да, я сюда пройти не могу. Но сюда... Так, любопытное место здесь. Стоп. Давай потом туда пойдем. Напоследок его оставим. Как сюда попало заднее колесо? Ладно. Ну, типа, как-то попало, видимо. Так, церковь открыта, да? Прежде чем заходить в церковь, мы обойдем и посмотрим, что там еще есть. Сперва у нас есть очечка, да? Сила воли давай, наверное. Проверьте ловушки. Отдайте чучело птицы Гарту. Гарту. Кто такой Гарт? Гарт пытался починить чучело птицы. Вы нашли еще одно. Зато чучело... Так, я понял. Гарт. Блин, это, по-моему, работающий в... Ну, короче, работающий в этом. В ломбарде, боже, слово такое сложное, я его забыл, да? Молодец, красавчик. Чё? Ты кто, мать твою, такой?
A shaggy-looking girl
А,
in
ты
her
девушка.
late teens or
Oh. Hello there. Huh?
maybe she didn't hear you. A little loud.
So should you.
Я в шапке вообще-то.
Oh. I didn't notice that. Sorry, man. My mind was elsewhere. Shoot. Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without.
What happened to the old headphones?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. I don't really know what I'm doing.
The sharp drop in endorphin.
Take this, your call.
No man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
Thanks. That? The boys think it could be a place, like the...
And who are these boys?
Yeah. Andre and the guys. They're inside.
And why is that?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any... Go ahead. A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde.
Why? Okay, it's Burger.
A very common name.
It's supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, except that, yeah. You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments. Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity. Go ahead. This is actually just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding. A contact mic record.
Nice. You can maybe bug someone with...
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble. Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum. Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck, or really be a Palaceum going kind of person. Yes? Same place I got the recorder from. Sure. The mic? I don't exactly know. Okay.
Так, ну вряд ли я эмпатию смогу использовать, да? Уйти.
Okay.
Так, хорошо. Здесь парочка мудаков, которые девушку не пускают. Можно
The
переубедить
tent
их.
is just...
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out. Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead.
I'm actually not, he thinks.
I'm sure you will feel right.
Так, ну давай побеседуем хотя бы, да? А на этой прекрасной ноте мы возьмем паузу в несколько минут. Буквально я постараюсь все быстро сделать, товарищ. Так, мы продолжаем. Я надеюсь, я недолго. Вот, собственно. Чё-то. Вот же ж мудаки сраные. 3 чувака сидят такие, типа, под музычку. Еще место для одного есть. Девушка там стоит такая, мокнет. Хорошо. Мы зашли, вышли, потому что я не знал, что выход надо нажимать на, собственно, коврик. Я думал, под ковриком уже монетки будут или что-то типа того. Так. 3 мудака, давай начнем с первого.
I'm just annoyed. I suck at socialising, man. If you go speak to Andre, I'll have time to tune in, get a reading on your sign. See? It's already going wrong. Sign is off.
Scared.
Так, мне нужна одежда на башку цеплять.
You see a youngish man.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
His grip is strong.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation. We have many in the pipeline, officer. You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish...
Oh, that's not for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no...
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues. Which brings me to the problem. I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended. Dopeheads! Burnouts! Well, I'm sad
А
to
вы
say,
кто?
that's exactly what happened.
Я предположил изначально, что это вы, типа, товарищи. Да.
Nah, strike that. In Revachol. Strike that! The word! And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts hold up in there are the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious... Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
Yes, yes. And the worst part is, they're also spooky. I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps up. Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is. The boy...
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. I had to do it in an hour. Of course. Noid, give the officer... All right.
It's as if time has frozen somehow. You think you can sense the key move. Blam! Straight in the eye. Straight in the old eye orb. A stabbing pain. Tears stream uncontrollably from your right eye.
Man, I'm super sorry. That was totally my bad. I got overexcited. Threw him too hard. I really am sorry, man.
Wow, looks like there's quite a lot there.
The key?
He is shifting in his spot, uncomfortably, still feeling sorry for the mishap.
We were talking about the padlock, I think. Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Недолго, говорит. Неделю. Твою мать. Серьезно?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. Me too. I shouldn't have that kind of power over another. Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. Yes, there's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place, back in February,
One of them has wires running. Andre, tell him about the feeling.
oh, and it felt like there was something in there with her.
No, the other
Which other one? I'm not as in
felt like silence. Awful silence.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite you.
It was this dark shape climbing. Yeah, you know.
Человек-краб? Подожди, во что я играю?
Like a
Я
crab.
уже не удивлюсь, если тут будет
Stalking
человек-краб.
itself, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Yeah, totally.
So he hasn't even been in there lately. Is he afraid?
You should ask her about it.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably very like, well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
Why not? Let's go with that.
I'm 70% sure they're substance users. Don't let them... Sure. What?
Какой-то странный дядька. Так, я на 70% уверен, хотя я их не видел и точно не знаю, да. Че заебись.
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo. Meteo, a country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla. Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know. I can't give you a precise... Yes? Yes. What? It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. It doesn't take a forensic unlike the girl outside, however. The boy's breathing is regular.
Yeah, good to have, bitch to carry. Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. The what now? Oh, the old Ultra. I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter, can't even breathe. Yes, that's all Nosefed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd...
Nosefed is the shit.
Yes. What?
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
$42. Пока не будем
As
делать.
always, we'll be...
Так, окей. Так, что это за хить? Непонятно пока.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? You and the sea. Think about the seagull's story. It's one of them. They're no time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from you have. The body remembers. Sure, inside, But outside, good boy. Exactly. The seagull does what it takes.
Так, здоровье +1. Ну-ка, похож на чайку, как скажете, товарищи. Вам-то виднее. Так, а ты сюда, я так понимаю, не попадаешь, да? А церковь-то не маленькая. Слушай, в церкви может быть какая-то херня. Указание Сен-Брюн 1147. Окей. Так, это мы по ту сторону, да? Это, в принципе, нормально, наверное.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one. The reeds shake sadly. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
You set the apparatus back on.
Куда я, мать вашу, приду в итоге, а? Подожди, чё? Галстук? Грубая сила -2. А не многовато? Для одного-то галстука. Как это работает? Кима, у меня есть соломенная шляпа, а у тебя нету. А идет на улице дождь. Понимаешь, кто у нас в шоколаде, а? Окей.
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune
Техника.
in front of
Невозможно
it.
открыть
The
дверь.
door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
It's military, a service depot of some sort. The washerwoman mentioned a depot at the coast. She said...
Слушай, мне кажется, эту дверь, типа, по сюжету надо будет открыть. Ну или нет.
A metal payphone under a... You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable. Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing end of tone? Someone picks up.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? Do you have any news about Pierre? He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. Fine young man. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame.
Her voice is drowned. You get a sinking feeling. It makes you look if Lieutenant Kitsuragi overheard you. To your relief, he did not.
Случайный номер. Так, окей. С какой попытки мы попадем со случайного номера примерно туда, куда нам надо?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing. It's streaked with dried seagull shit. It seems likely that it was...
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Так, окей. Банки. Это хорошо. А куртку я бы взял, я бы ее, допустим, в ломбард сдал. Так, ладно, давай перейдем сюда. Труп.
The smell. It's awful and familiar. It doesn't help. You can still smell it. Keep it in now. Don't overreact. Breathe. Don't be naive. Don't you recognize it? That something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief.
Здесь у нас, товарищи, труп.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrap is no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some rain. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
что это не самое, в смысле, несчастный случай, что ли?
A bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark. When damp, these boards are really slippery. Even a sober man could lose their balance here. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. This is what killed him.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you? Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka.
Tear all around us. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The blackness of death confirmed.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
They screech and you see waves churning below. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think? We do know that he was married. But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for... No, I don't see...
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it...
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. Oh yes. Some symptoms of acute alcohol, but I think that death arrived through head trauma. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. Alright, we should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
There's some tear.
Так, билет надо смотреть, правда? Так, стоять. Самогон, говоришь? Здесь гонят где-то самогон?
notice the windows. Especially you officers. Come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez?
Nice to meet you.
Yes, hypertext. Young car. Oh yes. So Mikhail? No, I can't say that. Mikhail's a little tired today.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see.
Так, что такого удивительного в старом
This is where the
пустом
coalition
здании?
landed in 08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark. Aha! But it's not just what not a lot of people know.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Apologies, it's an acronym for RESC. You're probably more familiar with RTD.
Maya Kalpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge. They started out as a midway electronics outfit. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But felt it was here in Martinez, possibly, an elegant folding mechanism of rollers and Faraday, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's moved to Revachol.
Блин, слишком много всего.
The revolutionary
Ну, интересно
government
очень.
liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. All of this was
Так,
built
у
by
нас
Feld.
уже два
While Pines built
убитых в
Martinez,
этом
probably as a
городке.
result for their middleman.
Один, судя по всему,
This side of town for R&D.
несчастный случай, а второй счастный.
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but...
A pleasure wheel?
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They used them for military communications. What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies, and it's a beautiful piece of text actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bomb. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book.
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But 10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell
The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to... In fact, I'm not. The Wompty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort, but perhaps I should return to the tape computers.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic... Yes, the official name of the prototype. Who knows? Maybe it was an accident,
Так,
or
а вот
maybe
это
they
любопытно.
didn't want the technology
Если
to
не
end up
все
in the wrong
уничтожили,
hands.
значит мы можем один
Either
найти.
way,
Что ли?
they're all gone now. All three, but of course. What else? No, thanks to you.
Так, ну денег я у него вымогать-то не буду. Или буду? Я уже и так тут насобирал по мелочи, но... Опа. Опа, 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 слышь. А что это тут мы нашли? Кстати, что это за чучки? Энциклопедия. Угу. Восприятие зато минус 1. Так, а мне нужны инструменты. А какие именно инструменты? Давай возьмем лом. О. Не зря. Так, с этой стороны я не был. Но я сюда не могу, в принципе, попасть. И на лестницу не могу. Собственно, все, можно валить отсюда, значит.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer.
No, I won't even try. You know, I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad. Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his shoulders.
Так, это рефлексы, говорит. Ну, окей. Уходим отсюда тогда. В это здание мы не попадаем, судя по всему. Хотя, может быть... Подожди, давай еще раз осмотримся там, ну, по-быренькому. Куртку я бы все-таки забрал, но Ким против, кстати. Здесь у нас ничего приличного. Здесь у нас... Судя по всему, да, мы туда не попадаем никак. Жаль. Так, ну давай изучим тогда билетик, который у нас где находится. Это конверт, а это читаем билет. Давай
The
взаимодействуем.
library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Так, из этого вытекает, что жертву зовут Билли Мэжен.
Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55 211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Jamrock?
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Так, хорошо. Что у нас здесь нового? Типа... Центр телебилибом. Серьезно? Okay. Так, отсюда я могу позвонить?
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Случайно. Ну давай еще разочек попробуем.
Calling. Still calling someone.
Hello, Gerard speaking.
Hello, Gerard. Technically speaking, your electricity.
No, but I got a feeling Al Kick Your Ass is gonna make an appearance.
Phone hanging up. Disconnect tone.
Так, ладно, хватит баловаться. Можно зайти в церковь. Ну что-то мне подсказывает, что это сейчас плохая идея будет. Хер его знает. Пойдем, короче, ладно.
Heavy wooden doors. More than twice. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle.
Let's go.
С Богом.
A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city.
Очень странная церквушка. Пацаны порассказывали по какую-то паранормальщину. И еще про этих нарколых. Слушай, да тут целая это, как база. Так. Что это такое? Сгнившая опора? Понятно, это походу база того мужчины, которого прибили, висит теперь. А может и нет. Недавно? Любопытно. Обувь. Взять себе новая обувка. Блин, у меня столько пар уже. Нафига мне столько, не знаю.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's
A radio computer, and it's turned on. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. A radio computer. No, I don't know how to operate it.
This is the Ream Prefect radio computer. A model number RC. You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond shape. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies.
Да я
Silver
вижу
tape
сам.
on the side says in black marker.
На пыль больше похоже.
Log,
Ну хотя,
February to
просто с
March.
монитора так кажется.
This is the machine's filament memory. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling an old cut.
Good afternoon, first class accident on Sandbrun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere.
The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to. One moment. Fortress Accident SCS produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
That's not bad.
Any other questions? The filament you have inserted into the core.
Личный журнал. Куда я влез?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is this the personal log? If you are unsure, could you please take a look? Open the hatch
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Так, хорошо, пароль надо будет типа найти каким-то образом, да?
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. Nothing happens.
Так, окей. И каким образом я найду пароль?
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you.
Кажись,
A
я
crack
нашел
runs
пароль.
across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. And this is her innocence, Dolores Day.
Dolores Day, возможно.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Так, Dolores Day, давай попробуем.
The machine's keyboard is still the speaker.
Good afternoon. Votre accident on St. Bruns. This is the East Insel. Good.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
No. I am contractually...
I'm afraid we are not.
No. Can you please repeat the precise?
Понятно. Не Dolores Day.
Is goodbye.
The machine's keyboard.
Окей. Что у нас еще здесь может быть такого полезного? Стоп, стоп, стоп. Что это?
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent. And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums, it seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual. You can hardly hear your own breathing. You produce a few muffled thumps. Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl. The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything? I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you. The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely
83.
then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Успех. Ну, были близки к неуспеху. Единичка была на втором кубике.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
Я ни хрена не вижу. Вижу, как там осыпается, типа пыли что-то. Ну или пар. Хер его знает. Не поймешь.
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinite. It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
Officer, is there something up there?
Oh no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
У меня вариантов не было, только моргнуть.
You
Слышишь?
see something hanging from the
Это
rafters,
ни хера
looking
не
straight
животное.
at you with dark eyes.
О, мужчина, а что ты там делаешь?
Maybe it's possible to talk to it. The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The crab man The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Так, ты любопытный дядя, ты кто?
I'm here to receive the mother's love. You can too, Holmes. And when you ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of that despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Hey, and what was that about? The bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Shish.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know anything about alcohol use. You got it all under control, Wade. I could smell the control all the way over here. I know it's hard to admit that you got a problem.
Уже нету, дядя. Я за рулем, и я не допущу бухла. Все, успокойся.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
The only thing we need to talk about is how the mother can really help you, Holmes. This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
Mother of Silence.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes. No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Hey, that's what I said, Holmes. Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
Интересно.
I'm afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back.
Слушай, а может быть та перевозчица быть двойным агентом? Перевозчица наркотика, которая сейчас пропала.
Too many times, Essay. You need it for something.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrow, but doesn't say anything.
Don't sweat it, Vato. The password is afterlife death. What do you think of that? Makes me almost pity la nilita pequeña when I hear it. The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Think they scared of me. Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway. Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there. It might even be nice to have some company. I think we're done here, Esther.
Так, любопытный мужчина.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
А я проверю все-таки, да? Ну, лучше перебздеть, чем недобздеть. Так, что-то он там о жизни и смерти говорит.
Good afternoon. Votre accident on police. Please good. Please repeat good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please. Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye.
The machine's keyboard is prints out a long text document. It looks a bit like some the first entry made on the 4th 51 by an unknown.
Ого, подожди. 2 года назад? До хера.
Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary. Ask around. Figure out how to get the electricity in. Lieutenant leans closer, scouring.
Тебе тоже любопытно стало, да, мужик? Ага. А ты говоришь, к расследованию не принадлежит. Подожди, 51-го, у нас 53-й. Мы уже ошиблись. Ладно. Наверное, не ошиблись.
Still haven't figured out the electricity. See, ridden. Just like Andre said. 7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. Something serious, something advanced.
Why would anyone need any of this equipment?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna. Had some problems setting it up. Called Simon for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know.
Сейчас понимаю, о чем
They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't
Связано
know
ли
enough
это
about them
с
to
тем
understand
компьютером,
what the
который
author is saying.
якобы может...
Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading. Her friends? Colleagues? She must be quite educated if she knew how to...
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know
О,
what's
ну
that
да.
radio anomaly that
Теперь-то
sent
ты
this person here in
заинтересован.
the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound.
Is she talking about?
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
Так, это была девушка, потому что он был она. А среди той компании только одна девушка. Хорошо.
That disco man must be a cell.
A girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. You're really interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange makes straight for the radio computer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here. It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give
А
me
мы
some
были
proof.
близки.
I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her.
Так, ну давай попробуем поговорить с ней. Я надеюсь, она не будет
What
слишком...
is it? No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper. I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming. That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
You really like those questions, don't you?
They're bloodshot. She really hasn't been getting much sleep lately, has she?
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out. I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that. Exactly. What does it mean?
Что-то мне стало очень любопытно, больше, чем основное расследование.
Because it's impossible to measure nothing.
Так.
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
По-моему, ты слишком одержима.
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
Exactly. Very true. That's what I've been aiming for. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Так.
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rock.
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations...
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe. But it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place. I know. No, I don't.
Хорошо.
Because it's just trial and error, trying to locate the swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
Не могу, мне слишком любопытно, подруга. Ладно.
Great. Thanks. What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Yeah. Like, maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind, this is about those speed. Take a guess, why don't you? I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up and coming.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Так,
The swallow, you mean? What about it?
Все, мы уже все, короче, сказали.
Thanks.
Давай, ладно, уходим. Ну, удивила меня церковь, так удивила, ладно. Что-то я такая. Никаких, правда, 2-миллиметровых прорех мы не нашли. Так, сколько у нас время? Ну, в плане не у меня, а в игре. В игре у нас 3. И, в принципе, я успеваю сходить к одной тете. А еще что, хорошо бы было... Что это у меня все темнеет вокруг, а? Еще бы хорошо было бы сходить и проверить ловушки.
The shaggy-haired girl.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? Shoot. Oh, that. You're not going to believe me.
She's less prone to blurt it out. Crab man.
Okay. I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, Strange old clothes. Had this absent expression, didn't say anything, just stood still. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab, down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out.
Like a crab, you say?
You saw him? Does it mean that you're good, so you believe me? You should go tell this to Andre. He'll know what to do next.
Так, ладно, пока мы не будем ничего рассказывать, Андре. О, валыха. Серьезно? А с той стороны? Тьфу, блин. Ладно.
A pane of Etonite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be in it.
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Наконец-то, типа, с этой стороны можно было... Опа. Так, колеса моей кареты, ну, в смысле, кареты главного героя. Автокарета. Интересное название для машин. Так, здесь мы вроде были. Я не помню точно. Но сюда мы попадаем, интересно, на эту сторону. Да, мы здесь были, по-моему. Да, все, я вспомнил. Давай проверим.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it out, the reads, but it's good the cryptozoology. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any...
Another empty trap.
Neither does.
Так, вторая ловушка у нас пустая. Осталось еще 2, судя по всему. Только я забыл, где они находятся, кстати. Так, где-то здесь, по-моему, нет? Говорили про это место или не говорили? Почему-то потемнел экран немножко. Наверное, так будет проще. Просто приблизить, да? Так. Стул? Драма. Отлично. Любопытно.
This is it. The scene of the party. The fire pit. Cigarettes and empty bottles all evidence it. Not as such. I'm talking about, looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles.
Looks like it. Not as such, no.
Так, ладно. А где он еще говорил о одной?
This trap's not too hard to spot. Once you know what the reeds bend, nothing but locusts in this trap as well.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done.
Еще одна и все, подожди.
The lieutenant stretches his back.
Так, а где же еще одна была? Птичка, наверное, да? Не, просто деньги. Так, ну здесь больше ничего нету. Все, что могли найти, нашли. А где мужик говорил об еще одной ловушке установленной? По-моему, где-то здесь должна быть. Ну, здесь мы проверили как раз-таки. Где еще одна? Я не помню. Так, а если я зайду в задание? Проверьте ловушку. Так, проверьте ловушку рядом с лодочной станцией к западу от здания Фельд. Лодочная станция. По-моему, где-то здесь. Ну, это же лодочная станция, да? Сапоги, боже, сколько их. А, во, походу нашел, не? Не. К западу, говорит. У меня нету ориентиров других. К западу лодочной станции Фельд. Так, может вот эта лодочная станция? Там мы мужчин нашли с этой ловушкой долбаной. Может здесь все-таки? А, о! Вот она.
It takes you a moment, but behind you, The ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locust. No phasmid either, but still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a real monster. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not. We did sort of promise to tell them.
Так, окей. Задание типа выполнено. Пойдем отсюда. Совсем близко оказалось от первой ловушки-то. А я что-то подумал, что далековато будет она. Я вообще забыл за то, что тут рядом еще одна ловушка. Ну, типа, по описанию. Во-первых, станция лодочная, я думаю, это вот место, вот, в которое мы сейчас идем. Так, кстати, давай зайдем в дом. Поглядим, что тут у нас.
I'll wait outside to give you some time. After we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling rags for the...
The key turns with a satisfying...
Так, посмотреть, что у нас за новая квартирка-то бесплатная. Так, кровать.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Ну что ж, пойдем теперь дальше. Прикольно на качели, кстати, покатались. Тут не поспоришь. Так, во-первых, сдадим банки. Нам нужны деньги, понимаешь?
The tear machine. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
Целый бакс. Вау. Так, можно убрать пакет теперь. Не палиться. Так, всякие мелочухи, но это потом мы изучим, что это такое. Нам нужно инструменты. Улег на место. Одежда. Боже мой, много одежды. Эмпатия. Логика. пускай пока будет так. Я красавица. Определенно красавица. Так, следующее будем делать все, по крайней мере, потому, как я помню. Надо отдать, отослать, точнее, письмецо.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito, bullet holes, and an RCM sticker.
Yes, for St.
You drop the white. About a week's worth of mail as collected in there. They'll empty this very soon. Probably did the right thing.
Alright, let's go back to Ebrard. If we don't mention any...
Так, нам надо сообщить о преступлении и сказать, что мы за это дело
Inside,
беремся.
you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Так.
One moment. Can you please describe the body?
We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence? No field autopsy necessary.
You can hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes? Any information on the library card? Good. You have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign? I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for
Так, тело
reporting
заберут.
in. Is
Хорошо.
there anything else I can do for you? Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to the library.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer? Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll have to check our database. Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address, is that alright? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Gislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day. Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
Maurice, what? A woman yells.
Yes, it was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87.
Good. You have a name now.
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband... Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Marie? She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him. 1 second. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that. Happy we could help.
Anything else you need from me?
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby. Start right away. The lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
Так, кто-то, должно быть, возился с рацией или просто включал случайный час. Вам нужна была главная линия, верно?
Oh, is that what it was called?
Понятно, это...
Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Nothing to get into, really.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect it to someone? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Так, окей. Алис, моя отрада. Так, интересно, что там с трупом мы можем сделать что-то? Дальше. Мне надо в квартиру 20 попасть. И надо поговорить с женщиной, так как у меня уже есть мой значок. Давай сначала в квартиру тогда сходим. Нам по пути, типа. М, 20, да? 20 это второй этаж, как минимум. Так, стоп. Сюда, значит? Нет. Если это 10-я квартира была, вот это вот. Значит, какая, где у нас 20-я находится? Давай сначала сюда зайдем.
A weathered brown door. The number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup allons. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
You're right. Let's do this through.
You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio.
We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Méjean. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be...
The lieutenant motions toward...
Hello? Who is it?
And someone turns down the radio.
The police. A moment, please give us a moment.
Tidying up. No.
Come in, the door is open.
Эх. Сейчас будет, наверное, не самое приятное. Это тетка, которая читала перед входом в книжную.
It's you from the book stand. I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Tea? Lemonade?
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in.
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again?
Keep it together. You don't want your body language to tell her that.
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor often gets into all kinds of trouble. So, how can I help you? It's me, Victor, and the kids here. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie. Jolie is 16 and Jenny is turning 18 next month. The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight. And Victor is... Out.
She swallows visibly.
He has a problem with drinking. And so he's probably in the box drinking with his friends. I sent him to the library a few days ago, but I guess something came up. His old leather jacket. It's just your average brown leather. Yes. The lining is hand sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more.
She folds her hands across her chest. Here it comes. You've done this before.
Успех. Хорошо.
Just keep your
Люблю
focus.
успех.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes in her veins.
Oh. Oh. But he was just...
But he was just here. Alive.
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, man.
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just found him there. How long had he been there?
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hand starts searching for something.
Here.
No. I just need to tell my girls.
It burns like acid.
God. Should I call them? Should I tell them to come home?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Thank you.
Ну, печально.
She can't take much more. Her stomach is churning.
Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he?
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier. Is there anything else that the RCM could do for you?
No, I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... Thank you. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if...
We should step outside and talk.
Читательский билет отдали. Ну, печалька. А получается, 2 дня назад там бухого на ступеньках, то мы его видели? Я уже не помню. Ну, 2 дня это по игровому времени.
You did enough. Can't save the whole world, you know.
Can't bring the dead back.
Anyway, I'll call the station when we're finished with the day and let them know the name of the deceased. Let's go.
Так, окей. Так, ну что же, мы будем качать скорость реакции, техника. Вскрывает замки, карманы. Самообладание. Выполняет спину, сохраняет... Так, нет, мне нужна реакция. Будьте быстрым, а не мертвым. Хотя мне не с чего стрелять пока что, но лучше так, чем никак. Хотя у нас вроде как еще ни одного сражения не было, да у нас и пистолета типа нету, да?
Hello again, officers. Have you come?
Так, пойдем поговорим с этой тетей. Заняло долго у нас времени, 3 дня практически, чтобы с ней нормально поговорить. Давай. У меня теперь есть значок.
Good. What can I help you with? I love you did.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer. She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is... What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them. My plan is to share information. The only way the sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meantime? You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare? Of course, Detective. Excuse me.
The RCM does not pick sides in this.
Of course. And I don't expect... How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be...
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it? Ah, yes. I've been meaning to go there.
With longing. Clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go there?
Yes. I'm sad I will never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information? A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that. Such referrals may
Detective, I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
The company did not send mercenaries after the Union. I told you in great detail about the mistakes my side made. And of course, I accept them completely. I just hope you don't share Everart's view on things. After all, as he said, one's dead now. The Pine certainly hasn't killed any of theirs. Yes, that's the talk about town. The Hardy Boys, they're called. Find the name rather amusing, honestly. How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already.
We cannot discuss the specifics of an ongoing...
That is only fair. Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else? Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics to gossip about. Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it.
Так, мне кажется, та подружка, которая стоит на крыше танца,
I assume you discovered there is an
работает на
operation.
нее. Хотя, не факт.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held... I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I...
Every worker...
A member of the board. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They're meant...
Who are they, exactly?
Crenel, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me.
Трое.
To
То
be
есть
frank,
двое еще
our
живы.
relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios have already come true. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect
Как
delivered
мне
into
избежать
civil court,
этого, а?
and I may be able to defuse
Отлично.
this situation. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramund. Sadly, no. But if you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP now?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, if you mean did I see him alive, Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face. Then,
I can't remember.
the lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let.
That's all right, then.
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to...
What else? Nationality?
He was, Occidental, I think. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the... Or he didn't. This is information. The remaining contractors. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around...
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually... That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect.
Да я, в принципе, догадываюсь, где они. Там дверь закрыта, короче, и мы открыть ее не можем.
They think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting. likely to run into them eventually. When that
Логика
happens, I'll be in a
10.
better position to
Сейчас
mediate
мы
if I
тебе...
don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader.
6. Успех. Но это было очень опасно, на самом
The
деле.
one
Единичка.
chanting the idiotic
Всегда
slogans.
опасно.
He's barely maintaining his disguise.
Модификатор плюс 4, средний 10, всего 16. Отлично. Логика 6 дала нам. Очевидно, один из наемников лидер Что тут? Портовый ворот. Тот самый, что выкуривает идиотские лозунги. Маскировка явно не его конек. Я, подожди, не помню такого сейчас. Очевидно, один из наемников лидер Это тот огромный мужик, короче, я понял.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the Loranger place.
That may be so.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a border keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant.
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
It would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Я, кажется, знаю, ну то есть я практически уверен, что я знаю, кто такие эти наемники.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Ну понятно, что дней. Сколько? 2 дня? 3? Интересно.
Yes.
Since you are sharing that, this is also the arch.
Then we're on the same page. As grim as it may, I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Что я могу сказать? Да уж, писец. Пошел снег, отлично. Так, и у нас есть, появилась, точнее. Я все-таки техника, самообладание. Давай скорость реакции повысим. Я на всякий случай. Предстоит у нас, так сказать, заварушка. Возможно, мне стоит вкачать стрельбу, ну в смысле скорость реакции. На всякий-то случай. И поэтому я ее вкачаю. Так, а теперь смотрим, что у нас по заданию. Вот это вот я, наверное, не буду делать. Так, настройтесь на одну волну с ногкой. Не хочу. Проверьте ловушки. Проверили, надо пора сообщить о дате Гарту. Ага. Поднимите свой авторитет. Поставьте 2 подписи. Поставили, скажите, ага. То есть у нас сейчас задача это сказать мужчине про... Давай сначала сюда. Здесь любопытная есть просто тема. С той дверью. Кстати, может с малышкой надо было сначала поговорить. Так, давай с теткой попробуем поговорить еще раз. Может ключи.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Еще
again,
раз
esteemed officer.
попробуем.
And welcome to Crime Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her. And what else?
Так, ладно, я понял. Ты не хочешь совсем со мной иметь дело. Хер с тобой. Так, дверь.
A heavy door with a missing handles. Only a hollowed out dark echo.
Байлол порог 58%. Так. Как делаем, как и в прошлый раз, в принципе. Раз. 58 это достаточно
A
большая.
heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets.
Кия!
It appears to be locked.
Минус 1 здоровье. Так. Загружаем сейчас. Я кое-что хочу попробовать. Загрузить игру. Загрузить. Подтвердить. Сейчас мы переоденемся. У меня же есть броня. Сейчас. Может быть. Так, быстренько. Одежда. Драма. Восприятие. Кстати. Эмпатия. Готов, Ким? 3-2 раз.
A heavy door with a missing handle
72.
stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Ну блин, у меня 72% было.
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame.
О!
It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Скажем так, у меня затуманило что-то в разуме и да. Загрузка при этом пошла.
What is this place? I think you're right, though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
Some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window. Other than that, the room is dark.
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for a surprise.
Дверь можно закрыть. Не хотят. Ладно. Кажись, я в курсе.
A barbell lies on its 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights.
Успех?
Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating.
Так, ладно, прикольно. Штанга, конечно, молодцы, но у меня грубой силы не хватает. Ядро. Так, что тут у нас еще есть? Штанга. И, ну, в принципе, пойдем наверх.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand. Yes, you might even call it right.
Так, а что тут у нас есть? Сперва мы сходим в эту сторону. Здесь у нас заброшено, что ли? Руины мастерской, окна 24. Похоже на руины мастерской. Okay. Манекенчик, кстати. Стоять. Так быстро не надо ходить.
A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame.
Another radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it? This is the Ream Civic radio computer. Model.
It's your call. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
Так, я думаю, стоит кое-что сделать сначала, перед тем, как включать, поэтому давай потом чуть-чуть попозже.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalk. Some of the writing has faded. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types. Translucent Welkins. One of the Welkins towering among the rest. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin. His face, the hull door, the Twarg.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Political commentary. That one, just look at those details.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscape. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dwarf, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, The heat deck.
Так, сейчас, секундочку. Мне надо следующее сделать. Обратно переодеться. Переодеться во что? Риторика, эмпатия, нет. Восприятие, энциклопедия. Блин, восприятие мне не нужно. Внутренняя империя, нахер. Драма, нет. Боевой порог. Так, логика. Восприятие, нет. Логика, авторитет, пускай будет так. Дальше. Логика. Что у меня сейчас? Да, логика пускай будет. Эмпатия. А что за восприятие? Не, пускай будет так. Логика. А здесь у нас что? Полицейская волна, визуальный анализ. Не, визуальный анализ пока важнее. Разве что галстук можно... Ну ладно, я думаю, внутренняя империя. Не надо нам больше ничего. Так, окей.
Your flashlight slides some of the writing has...
Graphics.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic word. It looks a bit like an academic calendar. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the handwriting is only partly legible. The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black."
Так, тут кто-то создавал игры.
This
А у нас
old
что-то такое было,
fireplace
какая-то
is
такая
covered in
информация.
lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spread. The whole thing resembles Kdrand mosaic tiles. Very percent. History classes. Radio frequencies, it seems. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into. We think so. They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of stories. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in. A list of names under this. There's no way a little base.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
Так, окей. Это выход на какую-то непонятную. Я пока туда не пойду. Мне как минимум надо включить этот компьютер еще. Так, узловой блок памяти производить. Ну, давай возьмем, конечно. Еще раз. Производственный график, да. Так, здесь вроде больше ничего и нету. Опа, подожди. А я по эту сторону не был. А здесь у нас еще лестница. Любопытно.
The dusty radio computer sleeps. The machine lights up like some prehistoric. It's empty, like a bee. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside, like a smooth drawer. The filament slides into place. The speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Good. Please repeat the password. Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the...
Really? She just used the same password?
О, вот это уже новость.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you. And
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework with a quiet determination. The printer starts printing. A piece of paper unfolding. It's a project report written by the lead producer, Andrew Andy Schott, about Wirral Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule. In its short time of existence, the first tranche of seed financing brought in 100 eventually, the damage reached 400,000 real, with only half of the game finished. Let's just say it was a real adventure for their Igaunian investor. Fortress Accident employed 18 people, and a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of pop. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists? It didn't. No, definitely not. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good. The production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy. It was impossible not to fail. They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't. No, even then, success remained within, that is, until they discovered the Valley of the Heads. No, it was good. Too good. At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Jim's born, Suliswav Jalisa, decided that what We're Out Untethered needed was a secret mystical location. At this place was to be the Valley of the Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs, so many. The last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly, well, yeah, that, and the catastrophic data loss. On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end. What is clear is that one day, an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Insulindian lint. When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss. Mysteriously enough, it was the lead programmer's responsibility. S. Lukinen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The offsite
Капец,
copy
ну
was
это
on-site
любопытно.
because there was no offsite
Я, блин, не
anymore.
могу перестать
Not
играть.
for me, not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement in the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. The production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be at 4 months later by an unknown author. Still haven't got an answer from Linter. I have compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is Saint-Brun 1147. Saint-Brun 1147? That's what the street sign next to the church said. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Так, окей.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, I got that. What were their ambitions? Because this here looks rather advanced.
This is way above your tiny little policeman head.
Okay, well, I think.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like a puzzle box.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Not to my knowledge, but I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game. Indeed, those Welkins are that
super cool. Someone should...
Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Then there's the game master frequency.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole...
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... It's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep...
Так, а было бы прикольно сейчас, прикинь, превратились бы в разработчиков и сделали какую-то еще игру, да? Так, что у нас здесь? Ботинки, лужи тающего снега.
An iron safety curtain curved. What an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing. curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy.
Can you please try to refrain from attacking random things? Why do you think there's something on the other side, Mrs. In any case, there's no way we can get in.
Так, хорошо. Ну так, попробуем, да?
As before.
Конечно же, это не сработает.
As before.
Надежда умирала последней. И она умерла. Ой, простите. Котята моя. Моя котята. Ты хотел ко мне? Ну иди сюда. Хотел. Иди сюда. Да. Хочу. Ладно. Жаль, но... Туда, за баррикаду мы хер попадем. Куда в итоге мы попадем сейчас? Нёр. Кочунок. Прыг. Господи, какой же ты бестолочь. Раз, два. Все, так, где это я нахожусь? Что это за сраный медведь?
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes out. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Of course. Just let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Так, а ну-ка, давай изучим. Я вообще предлагаю сейчас сохраниться и продолжить, типа, завтра. Потому что, ну, как бы уже играем 3, почти 4 часа. Хотя, давайте продолжим. Хер с ним, взаимодействуем.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Swap.
It belongs inside a radio computer.
It's like the production schedule.
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little surprised. It's just that that's a plausible hypothesis. Really? You don't have a single guess? Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter. I don't know. I assume it's somewhat close to the iceberg range.
Так, у нас там путь какой-то есть. Подожди. Туда мы успеем.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it.
It looks like it. No one has used it in ages.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice, or several voices. The echo is so prominent. It's impossible to discern what the voice...
What are you doing? Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind the safety curtains we saw upstairs. We should ask the lady in the bookstore what's going on with these curtains.
Зачем мне измазывать руки сажей?
A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with this coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists. No.
Куда это я попал все-таки, а?
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. Turning the crank feels oddly. You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy. No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of super pry bar. Don't even try to open it with a regular pry bar. You're just wasting. If you want to try again, then you need...
Супер монтировка? Где я вам ее возьму, мать вашу? Хорошо, супер монтировка.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the...
Пока трогать не будем. Не знаю, на что оно надо. Так, здесь еще два пути. Вниз. А, нет, смотри. Только вверх.
Bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting.
Your hand reaches deep into dark.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable. An old Belma grade rifle. Revolutionary era.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing near someone. Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look, it seems like an old bunker. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still left.
He lights this one.
It means there are...
Так, я не то. Так, у нас теперь доступны предметы. А могу я ей пользоваться? Спрятана винтовка Бель. Жаль, не могу. Ядро. Кстати, ядро надо будет отдать мужчинам. Мы одно ядро нечаянно выкинули. А теперь вопрос, где же нам достать супер винтовку? Супер, короче, херь. Давай попробуем пройти через те двери все-таки. Здесь никаких проводов пока не трогать. Я не уверен, типа, какие правильно провода трогать, а как драма взять. Куда я попал? Так, в итоге я понял. В подвале были. На этом, товарищи, мы, наверное, закончим на сегодня. Увидимся завтра. Всем спасибо. Всем пока.